Your brain has been hijacked. And you paid for it to happen. Every app you installed, every notification you allowed, every mindless scroll before bed, all of it is part of a system built by behavioral engineers and funded by billions of dollars to capture exactly one thing: control over your dopamine. You feel it when you pick up your phone to just check one thing, and 40 minutes later you're still scrolling without knowing why. You feel it when you try to focus on something important and your brain begs for distraction in less than 3 minutes. You feel it when you end the day exhausted, without having done anything that truly mattered. In this video, you're going to understand how this hijacking happens inside your own neurology, what it's costing your life, and what you can do right now to take back control before the damage goes any deeper. Dopamine is not what most people think it is. It's not the pleasure hormone, it's the anticipation hormone. It doesn't fire when you receive the reward. It fires when your brain believes a reward is coming. That distinction changes everything. When the reward is certain and predictable, the dopaminergic system reacts in a moderate, controlled way. But when the reward is uncertain, when you don't know what's going to appear on the next scroll, your brain enters active hunting mode. It releases dopamine in irregular pulses, creating a state of compulsive seeking that is neurologically identical to what happens in substance dependence. This is not a metaphor. It's the same circuit, activated by the same mechanism, producing the same result. You can't stop. Think about the slot machine. Behavioral researchers have known for decades that variable reward is the most addictive pattern in human psychology. Uncertainty is the fuel. You don't know when you're going to win, and it's exactly that ignorance that keeps you pulling the lever over and over again. Now replace the lever with your thumb and the machine with your Instagram, TikTok, or Twitter feed. You don't know what's going to appear. It might be something irrelevant. It might be something that makes you laugh, that outrages you, that triggers envy or desire. That unpredictability is the design. It's not a side effect, it's the central engineering of the product. And you interact with that machine dozens, sometimes hundreds of times a day, without realizing that every scroll is a bet placed in a casino that never closes and never loses. In 2017, Sean Parker, one of Facebook's founding members, publicly admitted that the platform's goal was to consume as much of users' time and attention as possible. He used the phrase, exploiting a vulnerability in human psychology. That wasn't a slip, it was a confession. Tristan Harris, a former Google engineer and founder of the Center for Humane Technology, spent years documenting how digital platforms are specifically designed to maximize compulsive engagement, not because it's good for you, but because your attention is the product they sell to advertisers. The more time you spend on the platform, the more valuable you become to their business model. You are not the customer. You are the commodity. What this constant exposure does to your brain over time is where things become truly serious. When the dopaminergic system is repeatedly stimulated with fast, artificially intense peaks, it begins to adapt through a process called downregulation. It reduces the number of available receptors for processing dopamine. The result is that you need increasingly intense stimuli to feel the same response. It's the same mechanism as drug tolerance. Your brain, trying to protect itself from overstimulation, becomes progressively less sensitive to reward. And when you're away from digital stimuli, the world around you feels flat, colorless, and interesting. A real conversation feels slow, a book feels unbearable. Silence feels threatening. You probably recognize the symptoms without having been able to name them until now. The inability to sustain attention for more than a few minutes without reaching for your phone. The feeling of always being busy but never productive. The fatigue that persists even after a full night of sleep. The difficulty feeling genuine satisfaction from real accomplishments. The low-grade anxiety that surfaces whenever you go too long without a connection. These are not personality traits. They are not character flaws. They are neurological symptoms of a reward system that has been recalibrated to operate at a level the real world simply cannot sustain. And every day you continue the same pattern, the threshold climbs one more step higher. The good news, and there is real, concrete good news here, is that the human brain is neuroplastic. It can be reconfigured. The concept of a dopamine fast, popularized by psychiatrist Cameron Seppa at the University of California, is built on exactly this principle. When you remove high-intensity artificial stimuli for intentional periods, dopamine receptors begin to recover. The threshold comes back down. The real world starts to feel interesting again. You don't need to abandon technology permanently. You need to interrupt the pattern frequently enough for your nervous system to find the balance it has lost. The first practical move is to create intentional friction between yourself and your high dopamine triggers. This means removing social media apps from your phone's home screen. The simple act of having to search for them already reduces impulsive use in behavioral studies. It means turning off all notifications except those that require a genuinely urgent response. It means setting fixed windows in your day to check messages and feeds, 30 minutes in the morning, 30 in the afternoon, and outside those windows, your phone stays on airplane mode or in another room. It sounds excessive until you realize that the excessive part was already happening on the other side, and no one asked for your permission. The second move is to reintroduce sources of slow dopamine, activities that require real effort and deliver deep, lasting reward. Physical exercise, especially high-intensity training, is the most powerful of all. It regulates the dopaminergic system, increases available receptors, and reduces baseline anxiety. Sustained reading, meditation, learning a hands-on skill, having real conversations without screens, all of these practices rebuild your capacity to tolerate the effort, boredom, and slowness that a meaningful life inevitably requires. With consistency measured in weeks, not months, most people report a noticeable shift. The phone loses its hypnotic pull. Focus returns. Intrinsic motivation resurfaces. You made it to the end of this video, and that already says something about you. Your brain still has the capacity for attention it needs to change. The hijacking is not permanent. But it deepens silently with every day of inaction. Technology will keep evolving to capture more of you, that is guaranteed. The only real variable is whether you respond passively or make active choices to protect your mind. Start today with one concrete change. Pick one app that drains your attention and delete it from your phone for 7 days. Just 7 days. Then come back here and tell us in the comments what shifted. If this video resonated with you, share it with someone who needs to see it, because most of the people around you are caught in the same cycle and don't know it yet. And the next video will show you how to rebuild your focus from scratch, even if you feel like you've lost that ability forever. See you there.